Well, they called me a one-hit wonder, a flash in the pan, better sign on the line while you still can. We'll give you 4 tour buses and a 5-piece band. They'll be shouting your name all over the land, but that ain't me. It ain't what I am. I'm just the son of a free living man. And I still got a roof up over my head, a good-hearted woman lying in my bed, some damn good fellas that call me a friend, that old double barrel that my granddad did. And if it's the Lord's will, then I will. But if it ain't...
So a lot of you know about Oliver Anthony. This is a little clip of a song. Man, that just touches my heart. You know, there's something greater than being humble, and that is being authentic. And this guy, man, he is authentic. And he's not going to let the world, as he said in this song, or the system, right, conform him, right? He gets up and he opens up his concerts by reading scripture. He goes on to Joe Rogan, right? And he's breaking down the Bible. Why? He had an encounter with God. He was at the end of his rope.
Before we start singing, and I mean we, because I hope y'all are going to be singing too. I just had something I felt compelled to share with you. This is in Psalm 37, 12 through 20. The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them, but the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow, to bring down the poor and needy, to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts, and their bows will be broken.
You know, like we all serve some master, whether we realize it or not. So why not let it be the master that is above all?
And so when you made this transformation in your mind, did you then start reading scripture like regularly? Like what did you start doing?
Yeah, well,
that was different.
Well, what really, I guess it's like now I don't read it. I don't read it because I feel like I should read it to be a better person. It's like now I try to read it for the guidance within it. And I'm still in the infancy stages of a lot of this. Like I've read a lot of Psalms, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes, and Luke, and there's other good books, but just trying to, I don't know, like trying to restructure, I guess, on a granular level, like I guess the neural pathways in my brain that have certain habits and certain ways of thought, like I've tried to retrain that to, you know, like there's things it says, like, and I'll be very brief with this, I promise, but like one thing, ironically, it's Proverbs 4:20, which I thought you would like. So if there's anything better.
Perfect. Read it.
We have other clips of him, and he has said that, you know, just 4 months earlier, he was playing, and there was like 60 people. Everybody had their back turned to him. He was like, you know, a parking lot away from where the tables were. No one had any interest in him. And then Richmond, north of Richmond hits. It goes viral.
Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
But the beautiful thing about this is that God encountered him, and no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of temptation in that arena, right? Success was going to draw him away from understanding his purpose. It's always amazed me, but we see it through history, is God takes a person in their pain, and this guy had some pain. He was at the end of his rope. Admittedly, if you've listened to his testimony, at the end of his rope, knew that he had these gifts, knew that, kind of like a Joseph experience, right? I mean, like, nobody recognized him. People that knew him, whatever, just kind of passed him by. No one was paying any attention to him. And he was hurting, he was suffering. But you know what? God used that pain to refine him to the point that when then God uncovers, and this is what God's doing, and I believe he's doing it all over in this hour, that he's holding people. He's got a remnant. He's got some people that he's just holding back. He did it with Esther. He did it with Joseph. He did it with David in the cave of Adullam. He did it with all of these people. He kind of kept them covered up. He kept them hidden. And in their brokenness, in their pain, in their caves, in their depression, in their prison, in their pit, in their time away, while the devil was scheming and there were other plots going on for their life and other people were seeing success, they were being held back and covered up for a time when they would be released, and then the last would become first. The time when you would be like a Joseph, when you would go from the prison to the palace overnight. But really, is it overnight? Or was it birth in pain? Was it tears at midnight that turned to joy in the morning? I think it was sown in tears and reaped in joy. I think that's what Oliver Anthony has stepped into. He understood that I've sowed some stuff with my tears, and now that I'm receiving the harvest, I need to remember, remember how I got this harvest. It was sown in tears. It was a song, gut-wrenching, that spoke to injustice. And now, you think I'm going to become a part of that system that creates this inequity, that creates this get what you can get and being conformed? He's like, hell no. And you know what? I love it that he can use those. Listen, I would use those same words, but being in the position I'm not, I'm going to let him sing it, and he does a wonderful job, man. Kudos to this guy. He's authentic, he's real, and he's not going to let the world conform him, because he's been transformed by the power of God. Doesn't get any better than that.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an